that lets you save.
Who cares?
True Form Live.
You got to keep trying new things. Some things are going to work. Other things aren't going to work. You keep the things that work for you and you push aside the things that don't. But you also have to give them a fair opportunity. You can't try something one time and say it's not going to work out for you.
Welcome to Exploring Mind and Body with Drew Tadia. Drew is an expert in nutrition, fitness, lifestyle, and more. And he wants to help you live a healthier, longer, and more active life. Now here's your host, Drew Tadia.
Welcome to another edition of nationally syndicated Exploring Mind and Body. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in and being a part of our True Form Life community. Whether you're listening as a podcast around the world or on terrestrial radio on a number of different markets. We actually just got on a brand new station and I can't even tell you where that is. Oh my gosh. But we are so appreciative of all the affiliates that air our show. So at any rate, we do have my assistant, Nick. He's unfortunate enough that he reaches out to different stations and he does all the work behind the scenes when it comes to airing on different stations. But that's why I don't know exactly who it is, but we're going to find out. They're brand new. I don't think they've even aired yet, but they have set us a schedule and they started to do graphics. At any rate, it's pretty cool. We can be on different networks and reach different audiences, which what we're all about, because then we can help more people. And that's why we do what we do. Today, I'm going to talk about lower back pain. I'm so excited that I'm finally sat down to develop a lower back / chronic pain program. This is going to be 100% online. I'm going to tell you all about it. Don't worry, this is not one giant sales pitch. I'm going to tell you about the situation I'm in, what happened to me. You can actually go back and listen to show 520, number 520, Healing Chronic Pain. But I know this is a big subject. A lot of people deal with this, and I finally sat down and did videos, and it's a module format. But don't worry, we're going to get into all that. There's going to be lots of information given away during the show. You don't have to sign up for any type of program that we have. I'm just very excited to share that with you because people have been asking, what have you been doing to help yourself? And as much as I can offer information in a short amount of time, I do that, but I haven't. The things that I've done to successfully heal myself doesn't take a short amount of time. It actually takes a lot of work, but I'm going to get into that. So lower back pain, I'm going to teach you how I was able to heal myself. I'm going to talk about the mental, the physical, the tools. It's all coming up right now. So sit back and enjoy. We got all that coming up.
This is Exploring Mind and Body. Naturally improve your lifestyle one show at a time with your host, Drew Tadia.
All right, so once again, if you couldn't tell, my passion is leading me in a slightly different direction. I gotta tell you, so we're in the supplement world. We do a lot around ingredients. So we started out in nutrition, still very involved in nutrition. I love to talk about nutrition. I love to read ingredients. I love to experiment with different foods in my body. To my core, I believe food heals, food cures, food prevents. However, I do also understand that at times we're not able to get everything that we need from food, like magnesium, for example. But there's a number of other supplements that we're involved in, that we sell, that we source, that we manufacture. Well, we work with manufacturers to put these different products together. And I understand that at times it's very difficult to get all the nutrients we need without supplementation. And I suppose maybe a handful of years ago, I didn't love supplementation. Maybe take a step back. I played professional baseball for over 10 years. Many of you would have heard that story. And I lived in a tackle box. I had all the different supplements. I had supplements to do this and that. I had horse pill supplements. It was crazy, the supplements I took. Those supplements were not clean and healthy. They did offer results, but they also offered side effects. So I slowly got away from the supplements and started to learn more about food and what each ingredient did to our body. And I was reading the ingredients on these horrible supplements I was taking. And I was like, what am I doing to myself? So I slowly started to get away from supplements and then started to pay attention more towards food. And I feel like now that I understand more about food, more about ingredients, I can enter the supplement world again at a deeper level and understand what each ingredient does that's in the supplement that's affecting our bodies. So I do honestly feel, without question, we need to have a proper diet. And a lot of people need to start there because they're not there. But then we move into supplementation. And I think the supplements that are available today, it's much different than 20 years ago when I got into it. There was mainly toxic, chemical-ish, marinated, saturated, full of horrible ingredients. And no one really knew any different. But now we have new research, we have better quality companies bringing better products. So it's a much different world than it is years ago. But we still have to read ingredients. We still have to understand that these supplements are kind of out there to make money, they're there to make money, not necessarily to improve our health. So it's important to pay attention to every single thing we put in our bodies. Okay, so now that we understand a slightly back end of where I'm coming from, my passion from food led to supplements because I couldn't believe the nonsense they were allowed to put in supplements. It's absolutely mind-boggling to me, and still is to this day. And now my mission, not my mission isn't completely changing. It's just altering to chronic pain because I've been dealing with chronic pain for quite some time now. And I feel like I've been able to successfully get myself away from surgery. First of all, I've successfully been able to get myself away from prescription medication. And then I no longer take any type of over-the-counter medication either. That was important to me. That may not be important to other people. I also wanted to live a lifestyle where I wasn't defined by my injury. I wasn't defined by lower back pain, or I didn't always rely on, I'm in too much pain to do this, or today's a rough day, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get into that too much. I just don't want to live in that world. I never did, and I refused to. So for me, it was important to find different ways, find different avenues, flip over every single rock I could possibly think of. And I was able to get away from that. And I want to share that with people. And I guess what I'm getting at here is that we started in the nutrition, we got to supplementation, and now I fully believe that everyone should be supplementing with good quality supplements. There's amazing ways to biohack and create longevity and feel fantastic for years and years to come. I say this, I kind of joke by saying this, but so the average age, or the average age people live to, is about 85 years old. And we know that there's an epidemic of obesity. Like most people, or the good majority of people are obese. Most people are on medication, and most people don't do a whole lot of things to improve their lifestyle. So and still, the average age is about 85 years old. So I'm saying, if you're a healthy individual, if you can stay away from medication, if you are, even if you have to take I would prefer not to take any, which I'm fortunate I don't have to take any in my life right now. But I understand some people have to take medication. I'm not saying that you can't still live a healthy lifestyle with medication, but I really feel strongly that if you can get away from medication, you should, because of the side effects and because of the damaging properties most medication has. So from there, you move on to someone that is active, that eats healthy on a regular basis, does mindful activities, maybe that's meditation, prayer, whatever that looks like for you. So if the average person lives to 85 and most likely don't do any of those things, you got to be thinking you're going to be around till 95 years old. Like, I feel like the average healthy person is going to be living till they're 95. With all the new technology coming out, the new possible medication, the new supplements, they got peptides coming out. There's an endless world of health and wellness and nutrition, supplementation. You can even look at the medical world, which I don't spend too much time in, but surgeries. And if you follow Elon Musk at all, which I do, he's talking about putting a chip in your brain or in your skull that can help diabetes and a number of other things. And I know that sounds crazy to a lot of people, but we've seen the movies and we know there's brilliant people studying this type of technology. I feel like that something like that is going to happen. I don't think we can get away from it completely. So all I'm saying is that if the average age is about 85, which I'm going to guess is probably not so healthy, Most people are going to live till 90 if you're healthy, 95 or above. So for me, I don't feel like I should accept my health to decline as I get older, especially because I feel like I got a lot of years left. And you should too. If you're listening to this show, if you're concerned about your health, if you're willing to put in the time and effort, you're going to live a long time. Unless you don't want to. Then if you don't want to, then I feel like you're eating at McDonald's, you leave a sedentary lifestyle, you don't supplement, you'd rather medicate. And unfortunately, the things I'm listing is the majority of our world. That's I would say the average person doesn't do the things that we should be doing to treat or more so prevent than treat. So you're going to be here for a while, I guess is what I'm saying. So you may as well be healthy. You may as well take care of your mind and your body and your vision and that holistic health, whatever that looks like to you. You may as well take care of it, because with everything coming out here, I feel like we're going to be living a much longer lifestyle than we used to. Went on a bit of tangent there, but what I was saying is that I was looking at all these supplements and I was reading ingredients and I'm paying attention to what we're putting in our bodies, and I'm like, this is nonsense. Nope, don't eat this. Now I'm teaching people what to put in their bodies, and it's really frustrating working in the supplement world and being like, oh my gosh, people, they can't be taking all this nonsense. It's harmful. So now, as I look into chronic pain or lower back problems, whatever that is, I'm walking through the pharmacy and I'm like, oh, what does this say? And I'm like, and this is kind of hitting a revelation. I'm like, oh my gosh, this has horrible toxins in it. And I should know that, right? Like most times we go into a pharmacy, you know what I did? I'm going to take a quick right turn here, but I pulled off some magnesium sulfate bath flakes, and we have magnesium chloride bath flakes is what you want. They absorb at a much higher rate than magnesium sulfate, which is Epsom salt. So I pull one off the shelf and it had corn oil in it. So it's some doctor, I don't know, is it Dr. Deal or Teal or some nonsense like that. So I threw this up on Facebook. So facebook.com/trueformlife is where you can find our posts about this. And I was like, first of all, it has a doctor's name on it. And I'd be embarrassed to put my name on any supplement that had these ingredients. So I feel like there's already deception there that you kind of believe that because a doctor's name is on it, which is probably just the name brand. You know, like digestion cookies, for example, they don't help with digestion. That's the name brand. You can have whatever name brand you want. They can say they're not even claiming to be digestion cookies. That's just the name brand, right? Crazy. At any rate, so you got a doctor on there as a name or a name brand. So you automatically think, oh, this is probably healthy. Then it's in the pharmacy. So you're like, pharmacy, they should be healing people or helping people. Probably like two check marks that it's healthy. And then it's a Epsom salt, and everyone says, oh, take Epsom salts, it helps heal your muscles. So you got 3 check marks there. Why most people would probably pick this up and say, this is a good product. I turn it around, look at the back. We got multidextrin, which is a a corn product, genetically modified. You got corn oil, which of course is a cheap genetically modified crop. And then there was something else in there. Oh, there was sugar in there. It was called, they named it their sucralose. I think they named it sucralose. At any rate, I looked it up and I was like, what is it? And it was just table sugar. And I was like, why would you put table sugar on your body? Like when I'm talking about like white refined sugar. So we know what we put on our body goes in our body. So you're basically marinating yourself in toxins, including sugar. And I'm like, what is happening in this world? So, okay, that's it. Another tangent for you. You're welcome. Moving back to the lower back world, I'm walking through the aisle. I go to the lower back section and I'm like, what can help reduce pain? And I had quite honestly, I had no intention of buying anything. I was doing just fine. I had no back issues, and I'm just like doing my research. I'm working on this program, and I'm sitting down. I've got already 10 to 15 brand new videos not released anywhere. This is specific for this lower back program, and I'm doing research. So I pick up this like Robexis something, and I'm like, oh, I think I heard of this one. And then I pick up another one, and I start to read the ingredients, and I'm like, that's a toxin. That's harmful. Why would you put that in your body? Why is this added to the ingredient list? So, and now I'm thinking, it's no different than the supplement world. It's not just the supplement world. Of course, it's the pain world as well, filled with these horrible capsules and pills and creams that are marinating in toxins. So what we do is we think we're doing our body good, like we're doing our body a favor by taking these pills, or, which I'm not saying, I never tried them before, but they may offer short-term relief, which if anyone's been in excruciating pain, you'll take anything for short-term relief. And don't get me wrong, I've never been really involved in, what do you call them? Recreational drugs? I shouldn't say I've never been involved with recreational drugs at all. Not to say that's a problem if you are, like that's perfectly okay. I know there's cannabis is out there, whether you smoke it or you put the cream on it. In a lot of places that's legal now, and it's not so frowned upon as it used to be. I've never really got into that world. But of course, there's other recreational drugs that can help reduce pain. All I'm saying is that when you're in so much pain, you'll do just about anything, or you'll take just about anything to alleviate that pain. So these type of products, they may alleviate a bit of pain in that moment, which we can accept, but long-term side effects from those terrible ingredients are going to cause more damage in our bodies, which we have to understand. So if you're going to take that stuff, take it for a short time and then get off it. Same thing with medication. I knew for me personally, I was in so much pain. I couldn't think. I couldn't function. I could hardly have a conversation. I was in so much pain that I took the medication, and then the medication made me foggy, unmotivated. I was sleeping during the day, like completely not who I am at all. So I was like, hey, I got to get off this medication. It's basically ruining my life. And not just the medication, of course, it's the pain. It was the pain and the underlying issues that were surrounding my trauma, if you will. And then it was the medication that was really clouding everything. So I had to get off medication. I also knew there was hard metals and other ingredients that were going to do long-term damage. So I got away from the medication and I went to more holistic avenues, which I want to share with you guys. And I would love for you guys to get on board. If you're in chronic pain, you got that lower back pain, there are different avenues and different ways. And I guess that's what we're talking about today, and why I'm designing this new program that's coming out soon. So the program is going to be module based, which means it's a paid program, but you can join at any time. So this is like, for example, this show is evergreen content. If at any time you send a message and you say, hey, I got some lower back pain, I want to try your program, you can send us a message, visit our website, or you can shoot us an email. It's quite easy. We're very accessible online, or on every social media platform you could find. And you can say, hey, I want more details about that lower back program, and we can help you out with that. But it's really important to understand that there's different steps, and a lot of people that I've talked to, and I said, hey, I don't have any lower back pain, I'm doing really well, and I was in really rough shape. And they're like, well, what's your secret? And I'm like, there's no secret. And they're like, what's your magic potion? And I'm like, I don't have a magic potion. It took a lot of time and effort. And that's what we need to understand, is that it takes work. I talked to someone the other day who's kind of bouncing around between jobs, and they're like, oh, I would love to have this and that and that, and it'd be great to have some more money. And I'm like, well, you got to work to get the money. You don't just get the money. In this case, you've got to work to help improve your health as well. You got to work to reduce that back pain. And everyone's on a different level. Everyone spends a different amount of time with however much time they have the ability to heal themselves. And I'm like, for example, our mind, like the words we speak, the thoughts we think, if you're one of those people that identify with your pain, like you see it often. I don't mean to pick on cancer people. I've had people that have cancer, like cancer survivors or cancer thrivers or whatever. I've had them in my life, and I have no problem with them, and I'm so happy that they made it through it. And then we've had some people, my grandma, for example, passed away from a liver cancer. It was a horrible time. I was very close with her. At any rate, if you identify as like a cancer survivor, and in your bio says I'm cancer this, and I'm talking about cancer, and every time you do a presentation or every time you talk to someone, you say, hey, I'm so-and-so, I'm a cancer survivor. That's how you identify. So I think it's very hard to get past that in your life if you want to. Some people don't want to. They want to stick with that. That's how they identify. That's how they want to represent themselves. But I don't feel like that pain ever goes away. The pain or trauma that was developed in your life, I don't feel like that ever goes away unless you step away from it and stop identifying with it. For me, like I was saying, thoughts and words. I got to get away from those words like, oh, I can't do that. Like, you got friends like, hey, can you help me move? Oh, I'm not able to because of back pain. I don't even want to say it now. Or I'm not able to do that because I'd love to help you out, but I can't sit in the car that long because of this. So you identify as that, and every chance you get, you use it as a crutch, and you talk about it, and you think about it, and you breathe life into it. So you got to get away from that. You got to get away from using those words and having that mindset of I'm always in pain. Like, this is who I am. I'm limited. My mindset is limited. My vision is limited. My body is limited because of this. And don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those people that say that, oh, all you have to do is think that you're healed and you'll be healed. And then people are like, well, I've been thinking I've been healed for months now and I'm not healed. Like, well, you're not thinking hard enough. You don't believe in your own body enough. Like, that's a bit of mumbo jumbo. I do believe in envisioning. I do believe in picturing your perfect health. And I do believe in the words that you speak and the thoughts that you think, without question. But I also believe that you have to take action towards improving your health. And if you're not taking that action towards improving your health and you're just thinking about something and hoping and praying, don't think you're going to get the results that you want to get. So that's one of my tips, is you've got to change your mindset. You have to change the words. And for me, like, your world kind of has to be, like, for me right now, I'm sitting here in my office. I can see my massage gun right now. I can see my roller right now. I have rice that I stand in because I had numbness in my toes. I had such bad sciatica, which I feel like I found out later that it wasn't sciatica, that the pain went all the way down from my left glute into my, down under my hamstring, into my knee. I had terrible knee pain, over my calf, on the outside of my left calf, had a lot of pain, into my toes, and my toes were numb for a long time. So what I did was, no one even told me this, I was just like, knowing from sports and healing and understanding how the body works, that I gotta move. I gotta get those toes back in action. I gotta get them moving. I gotta get the strength back. So I stood in rice and I just flexed my toes. I still do that from time to time. From time to time. I'm getting too excited, but I want to get all this information, and I want to give you as much information as I can in the 30 minutes we got for this show. So I put my feet in this rice, and I scrunched my toes together, and I built the strength back and the feeling back in my toes. And now I have probably 99%. I have my second toe from my big toe is a little bit, like, I feel a bit of numbness, but I feel like the strength is almost 100% back, and the numbness is almost completely gone. But that's from the work I've been putting in. And I feel like a lot of people, they kind of want to put half their foot in, half out, try this for a week, try that, and it's not working, so they kind of give up on it. And I know what it's like. I've been there, and I know the long journey. I've been dealing with this for over 2 years, probably 3 years now, and it's painful. It's so draining, and you go up and down. Like, one day you have a great day, the next day is a rough day. Then you've got you feel like you got a couple weeks of you're feeling good, and then you fall back down, and you have a bad day, and then your back's really sore, and then it messes with your mental game. Like, oh, you're not mentally prepared, or you're not mentally with it. Like, then you start getting back in those old habits of using those words, and your mind frame is failing. So don't, trust me, I've been there. You're not alone. There's a lot of people that go through this, but you have to stay strong. And that's what I really enjoy about this program that we've put together here, is that it's going to be a supportive group. There's going to be other people in the community that are dealing with chronic pain, or have dealt with it, or looking for answers, or looking for some help. And they're looking for a community more than anything. I'm not really interested. I've been in part of these groups or some of these groups where it's everyone just complains. They're not really looking for answers, or they're not really looking for help. They just complain about their life in general. And I don't like that. Like, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to run a group like that. Like, I feel like if you want answers, we got answers for you. If you got problems, we got solutions. But you have to understand that some people don't want solutions. They just want to complain. Here's the thing, is that because of what I was saying about those thoughts and words, is that some people identify it to their core. Like, I am a cancer survivor, like whatever it is. It could be a number of things. I have diabetes, or I have heart issues, so I can't do this or I can't do that. So that's a limiting mindset or mind frame. But if you identify as that, you don't want anything else. Like, you want to hold on to that for whatever reason. So I want you to change your words. I want you to change your mindset. And I want you to look for solutions instead of always going back to the problem. And the problem is whatever's going on in our body that we need to fix and we need to heal. We need to continually work on it. So that's why I was talking about the things that are in my office. My vision is very clear. This massage gun I'm looking at right now, and it's out. It's not tucked in under the couch, in the closet. It's out in front of me, so I know to use it. That's another great tip, is that whatever tools that you're using to help heal yourself, that's got to be out in front of you. Don't hide them. Don't tuck them away. Don't say you're going to pull them out later, because you won't. I'm telling you, I've been there. I'm a very motivated person. And if I don't see it, if it's not in my vision, then I don't pull it out. But creating a structure for you is super important. And I'm going to help our group members create structures for themselves. And I'm going to talk about the structure that I had. Mine was very intense, I should mention. And I don't want people to think, oh, you're not going to get results if you don't spend as much hours as I did healing. It was just very important to me to get past that. And maybe for some people it's not that important, or maybe you just don't have the hours in the day. Whatever it is, I was spending at least an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening for working on my routines and working on my healing with that. That could be rolling, that could be red light therapy, that could be cupping with acupuncture, or cupping with cups, my massage gun. There's a whole list of things that I've been doing and trying and experimenting with, and those are some of the things that could help you as well. If you're listening and you're having some pain and you've never tried cupping, you got to try something new, right? One of my favorite quotes from Henry David Thoreau is, if you want something you've never had, you've got to be willing to do something you've never done. Some people have such a narrow vision that they are not willing to try different things. And I just think to myself, if you're not willing to try different things, then you're not willing to get different results. And that's something important, and not just in this program, where we're going to teach our audience, but also for you those of you that are at home and listening to this. You have to continue to try new things. If you're going to the chiro and the chiro isn't helping, then maybe you need to try a different chiro. And if you're going to a physio and the physio is working, then you got to stick with what's working. And if those two modalities aren't working, for me, quite honestly, they didn't really get me the results I was looking for. And I've tried in and out for years, inconsistently and then inconsistently, and like different modalities didn't really seem to help as much as they aggravated my pain. So that's why it was important for me to take my health into my own hands and put together a program that was specific for myself. And those, I want to see if those tips can help others. I'm sure they can. I know they can, because it helped me. Why couldn't it help someone else? So that's important to understand, is creating your own system, creating your own program. What's best for you? What would work? What doesn't work? You got to try. You got to keep flipping over rocks. You got to keep trying new things. Some things are going to work. Other things aren't going to work. You keep the things that work for you, and you push aside the things that don't. But you also have to give them a fair opportunity. You can't try something one time and say it's not going to work out for you. So, all right. So I got to wrap things up here. We're coming to close to the 30-minute mark. But if you are interested in joining our lower back program, which could include chronic pain, that could be chronic pain in your shoulder, chronic pain in your knee, we're going to talk about proper supplementation. We're going to talk about proper tools to use. We're going to talk about mindset, emotions. This is just a quick snippet. This is going to be module based. So once you log in, you can actually click on the modules and you can watch a 5-minute video. You can watch a 10-minute video, and you're going to gain a ton of information. We're going to jump in there live once a week to answer any questions. We're also going to engage with the audience. If anyone has a question, it's really important to have people in your life who you can rely on and who you can ask questions to and who can help you in many different ways. But I am so pumped about this program. If you want any details at all, just shoot us a message wherever you're at. You can head over to our website, trueformlife.com, or find us on any platform on social media, and we'll answer your questions for you. But I do have to let you go. Thank you so much for being here. I couldn't be more appreciated for the audience that we have. That's it. That's all I got. I'm out of here. As always, I'm your host, Drew Tadia, in health and fitness for a better world. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to Exploring Mind and Body with Trueform Life's Drew Tadia, fitness expert. To find out more about the show, Drew Tadia, or to listen to past shows, visit exploringmindandbody.com.